In 1900, there were around 5,000 millionaires in the United States. Now, if we jump to the year 2000, that number has skyrocketed to 5 million. That's a 1,000-fold increase in just one century. Of course, there was a dip in 2001 and 2002, but in the last 2 years, we've seen an increase of 33%, reaching an incredible 8.2 million millionaires in the United States. And you know what's even more incredible? Most of them are self-taught, i.e. they started from scratch and built their fortunes in a single generation. Impressive, isn't it? When we think of the richest people in the United States today, names like Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, and the Walton family come to mind. And what do they all have in common? They're all first-generation billionaires. And guess what? Today we have a $12 trillion economy, growing at an impressive rate of $500 to $600 billion a year. And all that money passes through someone's hands. The question you might be asking yourself is, how can I ensure that some of that money passes through my hands and, even better, stays with me? The answer is simple: all the answers have already been found. Self-taught billionaires have been studied, analyzed, and interviewed by a lot of people. We know exactly who they are, what they do, how they think, and how they make decisions. And the best news is that if you follow in the footsteps of these successful people, sooner or later you'll achieve the same results as them. Now, some people might say, well, I started from scratch and I'm still the same. Well, you're not alone. Most people experience financial hardship until they reach the age of 45. So if your pocket is empty today, you're not alone. The truth is that the only question that really matters is, are you going to be in this situation forever? And the answer is no. I'll tell you a bit of my own story. When I started out on this path, coming from a very humble background, I had barely finished high school and couldn't find any decent jobs. I got slammed in the face several times and heard a lot of people say that without a good education, I wouldn't succeed in life. This got me down for a while, until I discovered something sensational. There are millions of people out there who have left school and gone on to become millionaires and even billionaires. The reason I'm talking about this is so that you don't limit your potential just because of what happened in the past. There are people who have faced far worse challenges than you might think and achieved incredible results. I spent years working in manual labor jobs, from construction sites to factories, tightening screws for hours and hours. Until one day, full of anger and frustration, I asked the question that would change my life: why are some people more successful than others? This question led me to discover the secrets behind success. I started asking successful people what they did differently, and they shared their secrets with me. And can you believe it? I put what I learned into practice and started to see better results. Later, I discovered that everything comes down to the law of cause and effect, the law of sowing and reaping. In other words, everything has a reason for being. There is no effect without a cause. Even if we don't know what's causing an effect, we can investigate. This is the basis of all progress, whether scientific, medical, or in business. If you can define the result you want, you can trace it back until you find someone who has already achieved that result. Then you find out what that person has done, and you can do the same thing, achieving the same results. And they say that success doesn't happen by chance, it leaves clues. And did you know that failure doesn't happen by chance either? It leaves clues too. So if you follow in the footsteps of successful people, sooner or later you'll get the same results as them. The key is to learn from the best, copy what works, and never give up, no matter how difficult things seem. Remember that all first-generation millionaires and billionaires faced challenges, but overcame these barriers with determination and strategy. So I encourage you to believe in yourself, in your abilities, and to believe that you too can achieve the financial success you desire. With hard work, constant learning, and perseverance, you are destined to create your own success story.